Hello, I'm Chris Liebing from Frankfurt, Germany. I'm DJ music producer. That's what they call me. The planning of the 10-year anniversary celebration took us so long that we kind of slid into the 11th year, but we figured it didn't really matter since the product was quite a little bit of work to put together, because getting 10 artists who provide an exclusive track for you, which are all quite busy themselves, took a while, and I did actually ask loads of more people, and I wanted to collect the right 10 tracks for this. And I was really happy that the piece came together as it did. I tried to get a good mix together from old friends of artists that I admire for more than 10, 15 years maybe, as well as some new faces and people, of course, who have been part of the label for a long time, like Alex Bau, for example. And every track has its own story. That's the funny thing on this compilation, because it took quite a while. I mean, I've never been really that active with the label. I've been running a label called Fine Audio Recordings up till 99 basically, and for 4 years, and basically, if you see CLR today, it's kind of the continuation of that old audio label. So in a way, we were celebrating 15 years of CLR, just changing names in between. And I've never been really that active. Like, if you look back 10 years, I've had probably 30 releases, so it's only averaging 3 releases a year. But it was because I was never really my A&Ring was in a sense so hard that I refused my own tracks most of the time. And of course, with other artists, it was kind of the same way. You know, I've had a lot of demos, and I was like, no, I want to keep a certain vibe and a certain sound to the label. But working on the 10-year anniversary compilation, it showed me that being even more active in the label side and actually asking people to do something was so much fun that I ended up having more and more work. And for the first time in my life, or for the first time in the label history, we got a proper label manager involved, which pushed things as well. And for some reason, the 10-year anniversary is sort of like a reborn of the label, because this year I probably had as many releases already as in the past 3 years altogether. And we have already planned almost the next half year already completely through, together with an upcoming album from Traversable Wormhole, an upcoming album from Tommy 47, who's a young and artist that we feature. And never ever in the label history so much has happened. So I'm really happy right now. always been very picky on my on my releases. That's why I didn't really have many releases. But I'm not going to lose the pickiness. Being picky is still there. It's just the basis on what I pick has changed. I used to be very picky and only releasing something that I can play at basically my peak time sets. And now I see it the way it needs to be great music that I enjoy listening to, that somehow gives me something, has a very special vibe. And if I additionally can play it at peak time, very good, very well. But it doesn't really necessarily need to be that only, what do you say, that only factor that makes the release come out. So I'm still picky, but not. I'm changing the direction a little bit. In the beginning, like 99, 2000, there was, I mean, the music that we released was pretty, was proper, quite popular, you know. It's like, it was the proper techno, 4/4 beat, 136, 140 BPM, loads of people were playing it, you know. And then the whole minimal movement came in, and of course that changed the game, and I actually really liked how it changed the game. I never really jumped onto that minimal sound, really, but I really liked the way it changed the whole music industry, because it really opened up so many new possibilities, you know. For me, it slowed down the music. But I still think my music is even more heavy than it used to be, even that it's slower. It's more bass heavy. So many more things were suddenly possible again. We kind of got out of this 4/4 loop thing that we've been doing for so long. Let's say we, in a sense of the Swedish guys, the German guys, and some of the English guys. So that was a good thing. And in the past 6 years, I never really had the feeling that I was completely alone doing this music. But I also didn't really have the feeling that there's loads of other people out there doing this music. But somehow, I mean, playing as a DJ, I've always had like great responses with the music that I enjoy. So I never really had the idea that I had to change myself or had to dig into new kinds of music in order to stay on top of the game or something like this. I don't know, I just enjoy the thing. And sometimes I even felt like I'm the only DJ playing that music. Sometimes even the sales looked like that. Oh, it's one record sold. I actually bought that. But as long as I had enjoyed it, I just stick to this. one really big thing we started with the CLR that we never really expected to become so popular was our CLR podcast. We've been releasing a new podcast every Monday. We're very disciplined with that. I think now podcast 78 comes out even. And we have a great list of artists, like so many people have participated in there already. And I treat it a little like a radio show, and it grew and grew and grew. And everywhere I go now on the weekends or any gig I have, people come to me and it's like, thanks for the podcast, it's great. So it's amazing how it ended up. It's like a great way to spread the vibe of the label and the music we enjoy. We usually try to have the podcasts automatically sort of promoting the releases as well. So at the moment we have the Traversable Wormhole releases coming out. The first one was Peter van Heusen and Marcel Detman remixes. So we have a Peter van Heusen podcast. It's coming up a little later because we just had a Marcel Detman podcast. There's going to be a Surgeon remix, a James Ruskin remix, Terence Fixmer remix. And so all these guys also provide us with podcasts. So it's so much fun doing this. It's unbelievable. It's just a good flow. It's really nice.